Frankenstein Wolfman Beast Monster steps out from the shadows, just completely shocking Dick to near tears. The Beast Monster howls out and then screeches in a deep, macho voice, "Welcome to your final beast, fat boy!" He starts to laugh in a wolf-like howl and says with a bit of humor, "Though bad news for you, you're the one on the menu." Dick cries out, "Let me go! Let me go!" The wolf-like beast laughs his ass off and mockingly says, "Let me go! Let me go!" He adds in a less humorous tone, "Not likely. Just take it like the fucker you are." Dick crawls up into a ball and whimpers. The beast-like creature says, "Stay like that, you portly fat ball of shit." He adds, "The master will love it. The more pathetic the victim, the better you taste." About 30 feet away, in a darkened bedroom across the house from the caged meat room, lays a casket. The lid starts to shake, rattle, and roll until the lid flies open. The bat-faced monster immediately floats upright to his feet. The bat-faced monster, however, isn't in his horrific, disgusting creature form, but that of a suave-looking, elegant human. He floats down onto the floor below, landing on his feet. Back in the caged meat room, the creepy wolf-like monster man smiles, showing his rotted teeth and sharp fangs, and he says, "Oh, it looks like our host of horror will be making his appearance very soon." Dick tries to get to his feet, but the wolf-like creature slams both of his hands against the cage, knocking it and the fat kid around. The creature says, "Show some respect, human scum." This is when the master makes his way into the room and looks at the fat kid. A smile forms on his face as he quickly flashes his demonic and glowing red eyes for a split second. The master says in a deep, demonic, crackling voice, "I see you brought me a winner tonight. By the looks of it, Lard Boy over there will be a feast for weeks." They both laugh their asses off for a moment. The laughter quickly, however, dies down when a crashing sound is heard coming from the kitchen area. The master says, giving a firm order, "Go check that out. We might have some uninvited pests to deal with."
The sound of a giant glass window is heard shattering into a million pieces and then falling like rain, hitting the ground hard. The master restates himself, "Yeah, we have some uninvited pests," not knowing who they're fucking with. He orders, "You know what to do." The wolf-like creature howls with delight as he stomps out of the room in search of his next victims. The master slowly makes his way over to the cage. A twisted look of sinister delight forms on his face. He lifts one of his decrepit-looking monstrous hands and goes for the cage's lock. With one hard yank, the lock breaks and the master lets it drop to the ground. A loud, sickening thud is heard as the lock bounces on the floor. Meanwhile, the wolf-like Frankenstein's monster creature comes stomping out into the kitchen to see Jenny standing in front of where the sliding door glass used to be. It lifts its arm and storms right at the girl. Right before it can grab hold of her, Jerry comes from out of nowhere and smashes the creature several times with his wrench. While going for a third strike, the monster swats the wrench out of Jerry's hand and grabs him by the throat. The creature lets out a cackling wolf-like laugh and says, "Lightweight." The beastly monster lifts Jerry into the air, but before it can do any damage, Jenny smashes the creature in the back of the head. The creature gives her a backhand, sending her flying into the nearby oven, which ends with a loud crashing sound. It growls and snarls at Jerry before throwing him into a counter. Jenny quickly grabs Jerry and tries to pick him up, as the wolf-like creature snarls at her. She looks up to see the monster from hell looking at her, its mouth open to reveal its long razor-sharp fangs. Jenny looks over at a bunch of shattered glass covering the ground, as the beast slowly stomps up towards her and Jerry, who is still trying to regain some composure. The monster charges at Jerry and Jenny. Jenny screams in terror as it gets closer. The beast raises one of its monstrous clawed hands ready to swipe her with a kill shot. At the very last second, Jenny dives down to the ground and swipes a bunch of glass, screaming as she does as she gets sliced up badly. The monster claws her forearm, causing her to bleed out even more.
Blood splatters everywhere from the newly inflicted wound. Right before the beast can sink its fangs into Jenny's neck, she throws the sharp pieces of glass point blank into the creature's face. The wolf-like creature howls in pain, and it dives backwards and quickly gets to its feet once again. The beast is massively cut throughout its face with blood, pus, and some unknown green ooze squirting and gushing out of its wounds. The wolf-like creature laughs its ass off and says, "Is that all you've got, you stupid bitch?" Jenny says no. The wolf-like creature charges at Jenny, its paws raised, and it's ready to slice and dice her to death. Right before I can grab hold of her, however, Jerry swings the wrench, smashing it right in the snout. He takes one more swing, and Jenny picks up more glass. The creature lets out a loud howl, and Jenny throws the glass right into its mouth. This causes the beast to stop. Right before it can spit the small pieces of broken glass out, Jerry smashes it in the face once again. The wolf-like monster gulps as it swallows the broken glass and begins to choke. Jerry and Jenny look on in horror as the creature's throat starts to slice and dice right through as the glass works its gruesome magic. The creature cocks its head up to the sky, causing the wounds to get even worse. More blood pours out. It gags and gags some more as it starts to claw at its throat. The creature eventually gets brought down to its knees. Jerry walks up to the creature and smashes it in the face until its head detaches from its neck. Jenny, with major spite and disgust, kicks the decapitated head away. The girl says, "That's for James, you asshole." Back in the caged meat room, the master grabs Dick by the chin. The fat kid gets up to his feet as his head is yanked upwards. Dick has a petrified look on his face, tears rolling down his eyes, and trembling with fear. The master says in a dry tone, "Don't worry, it'll only take a few moments." He adds, "The immense pain will only last for mere seconds before your life fades away." The master's nice, elegant face quickly transforms into his actual bat-human hybrid look. This scares Dick even more. The master opens its mouth to reveal the many razor-sharp teeth, fangs it has. It quickly lunges down, going straight for Dick's heart. The kid's chest gets ripped apart by the master's teeth. Blood splatters everywhere as the kid screams bloody murder in a painful tone as he quickly gets dispatched. When the deed is done, the master rips his head away from Dick's chest, blood covering his face and pieces of heart caught in the monster's teeth. It has a rather orgasmic look to its face, a sign of bloodlust. It's at this point that the decapitated head of the wolf-like creature bounces right down the middle of the bedroom next to the master's feet. It lands with a sickening plop and a dash of blood splatter. The master crouches down and picks the head up. The wolf-like creature's eyes roll back and forth, and its mouth is wide open and its tongue hangs out. The master says in a dry tone, "You just killed my goddamn snarler. My very expensive, hard to fucking get snarler." The master spins around to show his blood-drenched, elegant human face. His eyes glow red. Jerry replies in a fit of calm anger, "You're next." He rushes right at the master, his arm cocked back ready to take a swipe at the creature with his heavy wrench. When he takes a massive head-breaking swing with the wrench, the master catches the blunt object with one of his monstrous hands. He immediately rips the wrench from Jerry's grasp and grabs the tech by his shirt. The demonic creature throws Jerry across the room with the greatest of ease, and then when he turns his attention to Jenny, a sinister smile forms on his face. The master cackles and says, "This is the best you've got? You're fucked." He grabs the wrench with his other hand, and he starts to bend the thick metal object. A sickening sound of iron snapping, crunching, and breaking is heard as it gets bent and broken. The monster eventually breaks the wrench in half and throws one half right through a nearby wall. He throws the other piece of wrench about a foot away from Jenny's head, causing her to scream out. Jerry starts to stand up. He wobbles about as he fights to get to his feet. The master grips his hand around Jenny's throat and picks her up, choking her in the process. The monster says, "You shouldn't have fucked with me." He adds, "Now you're gonna get what you deserve." The master starts to squeeze her neck harder and harder, and the sickening symphony of her neck bones beginning to snap and crunch are heard. Jenny tries to cry out, but her efforts come out as choked out gagging. She looks into the demonic creature's piercing red eyes and its grotesque, murderous smile. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, Jerry charges in at the master, carrying an iron sword that has a small pentagram carved into the handle with him. He screams out in anger and shoves the sword right through the creature's heart. Blood sprays everywhere as the master gets impaled, covering Jenny with the red bodily fluid in the process. The master drops Jenny back down to the ground, and he spins around to face Jerry, a look of horror and pain in his eyes. His mouth drops in disbelief as he looks into the eyes of a grinning tech who knows he has just beat the beast. Jerry says in a cold tone, "Burn in hell, you fucking son of a bitch." The tech kicks the bat-faced monster into the wall behind him. The master bursts into flames and his body explodes as he hits the wall.
Jerry looks down at Jenny, grabs her by the hand and pulls her up. The girl's neck is bruised and the creep's finger marks are grossly seen imprinted on it. The two of them make their way out of the bedroom and to the front door. They quickly and quietly walk out of the house. They keep on walking down the street until they reach Jerry's front yard. The sun is slowly rising behind them as they walk. Off in the distance, a shadowy figure stands out in the yard of the weirdo spinster lady neighbor from New Hampshire. The lady steps out from the shadows. She's revealed to be smoking a cigarette and dressed up in ratted pajamas. The lady herself appears to be in her early 20s, blonde, disheveled, with dark circles around her eyes. The blonde-haired girl puffs some smoke. A smile forms on her face. Tiffany the neighbor says to herself in a soft tone, "Someone should have told those two never go into a strange house. You'll never know what kind of trouble you'll find." The girl flicks her cigarette away and goes to the front door of her house. As she does so, part of her shirt falls from her shoulder to reveal a decent-sized scar from a rather nasty wound.
The end.